Hey folks, Aldo here. For those who may not know me, I'm a ZTM alumni who went from absolutely no tech background or experience to becoming a full stack developer. And now I've made it my mission to help others thrive and succeed in their own journeys. In this channel, we've covered everything from coding basics to advanced development strategies. But today we're shifting gears a bit. We're going to explore a concept that's not just about coding or tech, but one that can transform the way you think and work. It's a principle that I've applied in my own life with amazing results to show, and I believe it could do the same for you. That principle is none other than the Pareto Principle, commonly known as the 80-20 rule. Now, this isn't just another productivity hack. It's a profound concept that can change the way you approach tasks, manage your goals, and optimize your life. Whether you're a beginner in tech or a seasoned professional, understanding and applying this principle can be a total game changer. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. The Pareto Principle originated from Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist who made an intriguing observation. He noticed that about 80% of Italy's wealth was in the hands of merely 20% of its population. But here's the kicker. Pareto didn't just stop at observing Italy's wealth distribution. He started noticing this pattern everywhere, in all aspects of life and society. It was almost like a hidden rule of nature. Now, at its core, the Pareto Principle, or the 80-20 rule as it's often called, is a statement about the imbalance of inputs and outputs. It suggests that 80% of outcomes or outputs come from 20% of causes or inputs. Now, the beauty of this principle comes from its simplicity and its power. It's not an exact science, but a guideline for identifying the most effective areas to focus on. By recognizing that not all inputs contribute equally to outcomes, you can streamline your approach, whether it's managing your time, developing software, or even in your personal growth. In practical terms, applying the Pareto Principle means looking at your task goals or projects and asking yourself, which 20% of my efforts are producing 80% of my desired results? This insight helps you focus on what really matters, conserves your resources, and increases your efficiency dramatically. Now, before going any further, let me share how the Pareto Principle was huge in my own life. When I was first learning to code, I remember feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of technologies and languages that I thought I had to master. It felt like a never-ending mountain to climb. However, everything changed when I applied the 80-20 rule to my own learning strategy. I started to analyze where many successful web developers were spending their time when they were first learning to code, and it all boiled down to a few key skills: understanding basic web structure with HTML, styling with CSS, and a good grasp of JavaScript for functionality. You see, when I first started, I got so excited and dived into advanced frameworks, multiple languages at once, and I tried to pick up every tool under the sun before I knew the basics. This scattered approach was like building a house from the roof and not the foundation. It was overwhelming and inefficient. But by refocusing on the core skills crucial to web development, I was able to make significant progress. And that was pretty much the Pareto Principle in action, focusing on the essential 20% that would yield 80% of the results. Now that we have a solid understanding of the principle itself and have seen its impact through my own journey, let's go over some examples of how you can apply it. Picture you're trying to optimize a web application. Instead of tweaking every line of code, focus on the 20% that impacts performance the most. This could mean optimizing heavy scripts or streamlining database queries. By honing in on those areas, you will see the biggest performance gains. Another great example is when you're trying to learn new languages or tools. Instead of overwhelming yourself with every single aspect of a language, focus on the most used or most impactful elements. For instance, understanding the core concepts of Python and its most common libraries will make you much more proficient faster than trying to learn every niche feature. The Pareto Principle isn't just limited to tech either. It's incredibly useful in all aspects of life. Imagine you're trying to improve your health and wellness. Instead of overhauling your entire lifestyle all at once, you can focus on the key habits that will have the most significant impact. For instance, you may find that 20% of your activities, like reaching a targeted step count, can attribute to 80% of your health improvement. What's important to remember here is that applying the Pareto Principle means smart prioritization. You have to identify the most impactful areas and focus your efforts there for the maximum payoff. And that wraps up this video on the Pareto Principle. Remember, the 80-20 rule isn't just a theory. It's a practical approach to efficiency and effectiveness in both your professional and personal life. Whether you're coding, managing projects, learning a new skill, or even working on your personal development, keep the Pareto Principle in mind. It's a powerful tool that will help you prioritize, focus on what truly matters, and ultimately help you succeed. One last thing, here at ZTM, we believe that knowing how to learn is truly a skill in itself, and like any other skill, it takes time and practice to truly master. But lucky for you, we have a course dedicated to these types of topics, from the 80-20 rule to skill stacking to broader topics like goals and motivations. These are things that other schools aren't teaching, but are extremely important and will help you throughout your entire journey. So if you want to check that out, click the link in the top right-hand corner. As always, if you found this video helpful, please smash that like button and consider subscribing. Feel free to drop any questions, comments, or thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay productive, keep prioritizing smartly, and I'll catch you in the next one.